Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and in this video we're going to continue with the character selection menu. So yeah, let's get started. First, we actually want to go to the blueprints folder, to the save game. Let's open the save game and let's create here a new variable. Let's call it character index selected. Okay, let's change the type to integer. Let's compile, let's save, and we can actually close this. Okay, the next what we want to do is we want to go back to the blueprints, we want to go to the HUD folder and to the character selection widget. Here, what we want to do now is we want to duplicate this back button. So let's duplicate it, move it to here. Now let's anchor it, actually it's already anchored to that bottom middle part. Now let's set the location X to 0 and Y to 0. Alignment to 0.5, so it's in the middle of the screen, and 2 on the Y, so it's there. Now let's rename this button to by select button or something like that. Okay, now let's rename this text to by select text. Now let's change this text to selected like that. Okay, and then we want to scroll down on the details. Actually, we have to click on the button first. So by select button, scroll down to the is selected. Let's make it false. So as default, it says selected, and it's like I'll show you. So when we play, it will be like this. So that it shows that the player character is selected, because we will make so that every time we come here, it will be on the like it will be showing the player that we have selected. So yeah, okay. So the next thing, what we actually want to do is we want to go back to the blueprints and we want to create a new folder. Let's call it enum. Okay, let's open it. And here on the enum, oh sorry, why did I make it with all caps? So let's call it enum. Oh, we have to change it to something else first and then rename it to enum. Okay. Here we want to right click and search for enumeration. Okay. And we want to rename this to by character enum. Okay. Let's open it. Here we want to add a new enumerator actually. Okay. First one is called unselected. Second one is called selected, and third one is called locked. Okay, let's save and close. Now let's go back to the blueprints, and actually let's go to the character selection and to the graph. And let's create a new variable. Okay, this one is called character state or something like that. Let's change this type to by character enum. Okay, the one we just created. Okay, let's compile. Let's save. And let's change this default value to selected. Okay. And now we are here on the get character data function. What we want to do here now is, after we have set the skeletal asset, we want to add a branch and we want to check if we have unlocked the character. Okay, let's add a reroute so it looks a little bit cleaner. And if we have not unlocked, what we want to do then is we want to get from the price and we want to promote it to a variable. And we want to call that also price. Let's get from the false. Move to here. Let's add a reroute, of course, like this. And after that, we want to set the character state set. We want to set it to locked, because if we have not unlocked the character, it's locked then. Okay. Now we want to create a new function. Let's call this set by button details or something like that. Now let's go back to the get character data and we want to call this function after this. Okay, now let's go to the true, and here on the true what we want to do is we want to get the game mode ref and we want to get the character index from it, and we want to also get the save game ref, and we want to get the character index selected from it. Then we want to check if these values are equal. Okay, let's add a branch. Let's get from the true. And if these are equal, so we have our character that we have on the menu, also as our character selected. Then what we want to do is we want to set the character state selected, and let's copy this. And if it's not the same, then we want to set it to unselected. After that, we want to call the set by button details function and from pod of this. Okay. Let's compile, let's save all. Now let's go to the set by button details. Here, what we want to do is we want to get the character state. We want to switch on switch on by character enum. Actually, I have misspelled that character. Actually, I will quickly fix that. Okay, now it's fixed. So let's get a switch on by character enum. And from here, what we want to do is we want to get the by select button. And we want to set is enabled. Let's set it from the unselected. So if it's unselected, then it will be enabled. So we can click on the button. Okay. Let's copy this under here. Also one more time under here. Now from the selected, if we already have it selected, we cannot click on the button because it's already selected. And if it's locked, then we will we will connect this, but we will have to create a little function that checks if the button is enabled, so if we can buy, so basically if we have enough money. So let's create that. Let's create a new function. Let's call this check if can buy. And here on the check if can buy, what we want to do, we want to get the save game ref. We want to get the total coins. We want to check if these are greater or equal. And the price. Simple as that. Okay, now let's add a output. So let's click on the input. And so we can see the output like this thing here. Let's add a boolean to here. Let's connect this and let's call this boolean can buy or something like that. Let's compile, save, and we can close this. Now to here. Oh, sorry. Actually, we have to go back. Let's go back to the check if can buy. we just want to make this, click on this, and we want to make this pure like this. So compile, save, and now we can close it. Now let's get the check if can buy. You should see it like this. Let's connect this to the is enabled. Okay. So the next thing, what we want to do here is we want to get the by select. Actually, we have to go to the designer, click on the selected text, make it as variable. Okay. Now let's go back to the graph. Let's get the by select text. Let's set text on the content. Let's get from here. Actually, we can get this closer. Now from the text, we want to format text. Oh, not format, format text. Okay. And just to here, when we have it unselected, we want the text to be select. Okay. Now let's copy this and paste it under here. And also under here. And here, if we have selected it, we want to set this text to selected. So selected, simple as that. Now, if we have it locked, then what we want to do is we want to set this text to, let's actually move this a little bit further down. So let's set this to by 4, then let's make these brackets. Oh, sorry, I have not removed everything from it. So this bracket, and let's call it amount, and another bracket, like that. Oh, what did I do? I want to call it by for amount, the brackets. When you add something on these brackets, it will add a new pin to here. Now we want to get the price, connect it there. So now when we compile, we save and we play. I will show you. You can see that the player that we have selected is saying selected. The next one is saying buy for 50, but we don't have 50, so it's dark, disabled. Buy for 100, buy for 250, and selected. Okay, now let's make so that we can actually buy them. So what we have to do is we want to go back to the event graph, and here at the bottom we want to get the by select button and on clicked. Let's move it a little bit further down. And here what we want to do is we want to get the character state. So when we click on the button, we want to check what our character state is. Then we want to switch on by character enum. And now we have to, actually let's align this first, like that. Now we have to create a function. So if it's unselected, so we want to select it. So let's create a function. Let's call this set character selected. Okay, let's connect that to the unselected. Let's create another function. Let's call this by character. Let's go back to the event graph. Let's call the by character from the locked, like that. Now let's open the set character selected. Here, what we want to do is we want to get the game mode ref. And we want to get the character index. Actually, sorry. We want to get the game mode ref. I accidentally cut the save game ref, but we will need it soon, so I didn't remove it. So game mode ref. Let's get a character index from it. Then we want to get the save game ref, and we want to set character index selected. and we want to set it to this value, like that. After that, what we want to do, we want to get from the save game ref, and we want to save game to slot. Okay, let's connect it. Let's add a reroute to here. Let's align these. And the slot name is save game, like that. After that, we want to call the get character data again. Okay. Let's compile and save. Let's go to the by character. So here, what we want to do is we want to get the save game ref. We want to set total coins. Let's leave some space here between. Let's add a reroute to here. And actually even further down. And let's align these. Now let's get the total coins. Again, get total coins. Then we want to minus from it. Then we want to minus the price. Or not minus, subtract. Or whatever. Okay, let's connect this to the total coins. After that, we want to get from this again. We want to character info. Actually, let's align these again. Okay. Now we want to get from this, get a reference. Let's split this. Actually, let's move it a little bit further. Now we want to get the game mode ref. And we want to get the character index. Let's actually move this further. We want to connect this index to here. So we are getting the character by the game mode, by the character index on the game mode. After that, we want to get from here and we want to set array element. Okay. We want to split this item, set the mesh to mesh, price to price, and unlock true, like that. Simple as that. Now we want to get from the character index from here and connect this to this index. So we are basically just saving all the, or setting all the variables. After that, we actually have to save. So we want to get the save game ref, and we want to save game slot. The slot name is again the save game. Then we want to call the set character selected. Okay, compile, save, and yeah. Now we have to go to the game mode, GM Endless Runner. And here what we want to do, here on the begin play, or sorry, on the start game, we have this cast to the player third person character. Let's copy this and delete it. All this closer. We want to call or cast to the player here on the begin play, at the end of the begin play. Okay? Like that. And now, after that, what we want to do also is we want to create a function. Let's call it set. So this will set the character when the game starts here on the event graph after that we have cast it to the player and promoted it to a variable. Let's call the set character function. Compile, save, and let's close that. Not close, open the set character. And here we just want to load game from slot. Let's slot is the save game. Then we want to, from here, cast to save game endless. Let's promote it to a variable just to be sure if we need it later. And let's call it save game underscore ref. And let's move it up here. Okay. Now what we want to do, to get from the save game ref, we want to get the characters info. We want to get from it. And now we'll have to get the character index selected and connect it to the index. Now we want to split this. Now we want to get the, actually let's move this like this. Now we want to get the player ref. And we want to get the mesh. And actually let's move this even further down. Okay, now we want to get from the mesh and we want to set scalable mesh asset. Okay, and the mesh is the mesh from here. Okay, let's compile, let's save. What we want to do now, to test everything, let's go back to the character selection and to the designer. Let's copy any one of these buttons. So let's copy the back button, for example. Let's call this test, delete, oh, stupid, test, delete button or something like that. Text, delete text, something like that. Okay, test delete button. Let's move it to some corner here, maybe here. Let's actually anchor it to there. So, what happened? Where is my button? Where did it go? What happened? Okay, that's actually super weird. Okay, whatever. Why does this not work? Okay, whatever. It's glitching. So let's just move it to some corner. Let's change the text to delete save. Let's set the button style from here, tint to a little bit like opaque, like that. So we can, it's not that, how would I say it? We can see it like that. So now let's click on the button. Let's scroll down. Let's create a on-clicked event. And what we want to do here is as simple as let's delete game in slot. Okay, slot name is save game. And just to tell you guys that this deletes the whole save game, so all your points and stuff like that. But yeah, we will have to do it for testing purposes. Now let's compile, save, and let's go to the save game. Let's open it. Let's actually set the total coins on the start to like 500 maybe. Compile, save, and now when we play, we go to character, we delete the save, we close, we play again. We should have 500 coins and everything as default. Now when we go to the character, we can see that this is selected. Now the next, we can buy for 50. Now it's selected, this is unselected. And if we actually close this game, it should, yes, we have the naked guy still. And we can actually buy, for example, this. Now these two say select. And let's try again. Yes, everything is working correctly. We can yes, super nice. Let's see, by that. Yeah, now we have all these characters and everything is working correctly. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Now you can just delete your save if you want. And if you play again, it should have everything as default. Now you can set the save game, like the total coins, back to 0 if you want, but let's actually leave it to some value. So for the debugging on the later episodes, this will be a little easier because, yeah. So let's leave it like that. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you the next one. Bye.